order to match up with the emails that you and I have both been receiving about restarting that fantasy football league you were in, or in order to assist you with your 2-a-day mock draft schedule that is right around the corner, here are more of my top 25 fantasy football players of 2013. Yesterday, I counted down from 25 to 21. I gave you Vincent Jackson, V-Jax, Desi Bryant, Demaryius Thomas, Cam Newton, and Chris Johnson. The first bunch of 5. Now it's time to move into the next bunch that I've got for you. Coming in at number 20 on my top 25 fantasy football players of 2013. He ranks 4th among all players in total yards, behind Adrian Peterson, Chris Johnson, and Ray Rice. He is Matt Forte.
From the Carolina 13, it's Forte up the middle. Forte into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago Bears.
Now, I do have a little asterisk here because I'm just not sure that the Bears' offensive line has been remedied. And I do know that they have got more offensive weaponry out there for Jay Cutler, but I do believe that Matt Forte will rank as somebody who's going to make a big, big impact. He's playing for a new offensive coordinator, notorious for utilizing Darren Sproles in the passing game in New Orleans. That could be absolutely huge for Forte. I've got him at number 20. Coming in at number 19, he might be recovering from foot surgery. He's getting up there in years, but he doesn't have as much wear on his tires as other running backs his age. MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Maurice Jones-Drew had a productive first half and an open field to the end zone. Maurice Jones-Drew will score. Wow, 59 yards.
It's weird how you can say there's not as much wear on his tires as other backs his age, and yet you look at somebody like Brandon Weeden and go, well, it's impossible. He's never going to be a good quarterback. He's too old. He's just not going to be a good quarterback. He's just too old. Well, he doesn't have that much wear on his tires either. So here's the thing. When healthy, MJD's production throughout his career is good as virtually any other back in NFL, and I don't expect that to slip up here. Number 19, Maurice Jones-Drew. Coming in at number 18, he's one of the big play threats in football already, and we've seen that team can do some damage. Only Calvin Johnson and V-Jax have more catches of 25-plus yards in the last two seasons. Wide receiver for the Falcons, number 18 in my top 25, Julio Jones.
And Ryan looking for the home run ball to Julio Jones and got it. And this is a touchdown, no penalty flags for Julio Jones.
Now, same draft classmate as A.J. Green, both in their magical third year for receivers in a prolific offense that should post up big numbers in the NFC South, depending on what's going to happen with Matty Ice and Steven Jackson in there. Julio Jones, my number 18 in the top 25 fantasy football players this year. Coming in at number 17. And it hurts me that he's at number 17. I wanted to put him up higher, Jeff. The only reason I'm a little hesitant just to see what happens this season. Last year, and despite missing all of 2011, who's spectacular in his first year with Denver, he is Peyton Manning.
Manning, he's got time, throws, end zone, caught, touchdown, Broncos.
He's got a stronger rapport with Demaryius Thomas, which is why I've got Demaryius up in my top 25, and Eric Decker, but now you're landing Wes Welker in there as well. There's a strong case, and I've seen this in my mock drafts that I've done so far in fantasy football. There's a strong case that Manning should leapfrog Tom Brady in fantasy football drafts. He could even challenge, you're going to hate this, Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. Could, depending on how the season goes and how healthy a healthy Peyton Manning is going forward here. A stronger, probably, healthier, obviously. There's still some vulnerability for Peyton Manning, which is why I've got him at number 17. Number 16 in my top 25, and this will wrap up our picks for today. In his first 2 NFL seasons, he's amassed 162 catches for 2,400 yards, 18 TDs, and 279 targets. He is A.J. Green.
Fake it one way, looking for Green, wide open, and this will be a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green leads the NFL, and that is his 9th receiving touchdown. This one, 56 yards.
All those numbers that I just gave you ranks him in the top 10 among all receivers. And he's only going to be 25. 25. 5. Is there any reason to think that year number 3 won't be as good or better than the first 2 for A.J. Green? I say not. I say he belongs at number 16 in my top 25. So once again, number 20, Matt Forte. Number 19, Maurice Jones-Drew. Number 18, Julio Jones. Number 17, Peyton Manning. Number 16, A.J. Green. Thoughts, Jeff Peck?
I'm kind of surprised MJD made your top 25 in general.
You know what? Because until, and I think I've said this to you when you drafted MJD in the past.
That in there.
I've said to you, that's going to be a debacle. It's going to be a mess. But every single time I say that, he manages to come back and light it up. And I feel like I've got to come to the reasoning that until he 100% proves me wrong, and he hasn't yet, he's in. He's got to be there. He consistently comes back and proves himself, and that's where my belief in MJD is.
Can we assume, even though it's your top 25 rankings, that there's players that you may have said that you would just completely stay away from?
Oh, yeah. No, trust me, when we start getting ready for out of the list so far, there's a couple of players that I would personally stay away
Anybody here?
I'm not going to draft Maurice Jones-Drew. I'll leave him for more MJD for you if you're playing me in a league, but I'm not drafting MJD. That said, in the past, I've stayed away from Chris Johnson. I've got him at number 21. I would draft Chris Johnson this year.
I'm kind of surprised that Julio Jones, Peyton Manning, A.J. Green, all 18, 17, 16 are where they are right now.
Well, that just means that going forward, 15 and forward has got to be top-notch, don't you think? Yeah. Can you think of 15 players that may be better than A.J. Green, Peyton Manning, or Julio Jones?
I can think of just a couple. That's why I'm interested to see this list of 15.
Get your mind just off of Aaron Rodgers for a second.
I'm just not thinking of him. There's Megatron.
Yeah.
Put Tom Brady.
Right. You think Arian Foster might be in there someplace?
Probably.
Do you think Ray Rice might be in there someplace?
Probably.
So there could very well be another 15 players ahead of these guys that could make some legitimate sense. A couple of quarterbacks, at least a couple of receivers, a couple running backs in there as well, right?
Absolutely.
So we will investigate this further as we go on throughout the week. If you've got some suggestions or just want to call me names, feel free to hit us up at the Thomas Byrne Associates Twitter feed. That never happens. At The Bauer Show. And let me know your thoughts on the top 25 fantasy football players you're going to be looking at here in 2013. And that said, I kind of look here. I don't know if I go after specifically. I don't know if I go after Cam Newton. I like Cam Newton. I had Cam Newton on one of my leagues last year, and it's just a heart attack each and every week. You don't know what's going to happen there. He had the numbers to back up putting him in the top 25, but I don't know if I draft him this year. So I think there are other options. Quarterback's a deep position.
We got 15 and 11 rankings tomorrow on the Bauer Show. And we also have NFL Network fantasy football analyst Adam Rank that will also
do we really?
At 4:45.
Nice.
Tomorrow. Yep.
All right. See, we're getting you all ready for fantasy football and football in general, my friends. Trust me, when I looked at the calendar and said in 3 weeks we're going to be breaking down the Hall of Fame game, it's happening fast. It's happening furiously. Now, I want you to come join me and Jeff Peck after the show to watch 2013 Major League Baseball All-Star Game at Buffalo Wild Wings in Manchester for Beers with Bauer. We're giving away tickets. I've already told you we've got the Miranda Lambert, Dierks Bentley, Toby Keith, Blake Shelton, all kinds of those tickets coming your direction. I told you might be able to rock and roll all night and party every day if you love it loud. See, I'm giving these hints. You don't know what I'm talking about, Jeff, but people out there do. And some Yankees tickets coming your direction as well, just for having Beers with Bauer. If you're on Twitter, tweet us at the Thomas Byrne Associates Twitter feed at The Bauer Show. Use the hashtag Beers with Bauer. And what the hell, right now, because I love you guys and because I didn't have to steal these from any place, I'm going to hook you and your family up to a family 4-pack of tickets to discover the dinosaurs July 19th through 21st at the Convention Center, the Connecticut Convention Center, where you can discover dinosaurs for the entire family, especially the kids. Although if you're an adult and you're completely obsessed by dinosaurs, I want to give these to you as well. Explore the mystery of prehistoric life in an environment of learning, discovery, and fun. For advanced tickets, go to discoverthedinosaurs.com.